Hello students, welcome back. In last lecture, we have discussed about the abiotic factors, temperature, water, light and soil. In this lecture, we will discuss about the response of organism to that abiotic factor. All the abiotic factors are vary from habitat to habitat, and all the organisms are adapted or give a kind of response to that abiotic factor. Abiotic condition of many habitats may vary drastically in the time, because you know that when the earth was formed, then the surface temperature of earth was around 2000 degrees Celsius, and right now the temperature is around 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. Like this temperature, all the abiotic factors are changing from time to time. Then, how do the organism living in such habitat manage with this stressful condition? As you know, the evolution is a process by which the organisms are survive in this earth. During this evolution, many species would have evolved a relatively constant internal environment, that is, within the body they have generated an internal environment that permits all biochemical reactions, physiological function to proceed with maximal efficiency, and thus enhance the overall fitness of species. And the animal or the organism which has produced an internal environment, that is, within the body they have make some changes, and these changes will allow all the process that are going inside the body will be happen on its optimal condition, so that maximum result can be obtained. And this constancy can be in term of a temperature, that is, they will maintain the constant temperature. Then some aquatic animals will maintain their osmotic concentration, because in aqueous system the main factor which affect the availability of organism is osmotic concentration. After changing the internal environment, the organism should try to maintain the consistency of its internal environment despite varying environmental conditions. That is, if they have set a particular temperature as their internal environment, then they try to maintain this temperature in any condition. So, in the condition that tend to upset its internal condition. Now for this, what is homeostasis? Then the homeostasis is the state of steady internal, physical and chemical condition that is maintained by living system. That is, if we talk about human, then our normal body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade, and if there is too hot or too cold outside, then we try to maintain our body temperature to 37 degrees centigrade. Now we will discuss about what are the conformer and what are the regulator. Conformer are the organism whose internal environment is highly influenced by the external factor. That is, on the basis of external environment, they may change their body temperature. And these animals are like many species of snake, that is grass snake, corn snake, cobra, etc. And the regulators are that organism that can maintain a constant internal environment largely independently to external environment. That is, doesn't matter that what is the external environment, the regulator will maintain their internal environment. Like humans, these are the graph of internal level and external level. When the external level will change and the internal level will be constant, that red line indicate the regulator, because if the external level is increasing, then the internal level of that organism will be not affected. Then the green line indicate the conformers, that is, when external level will change, then their internal level will be also changing. And blue line indicate the partial regulator. That type of organism are, they can be conformer also or regulator also. Within a short range they can be regulator because they will maintain their internal level, and in some condition they cannot maintain their internal condition, so it is known as partial regulators. And by example, we can understand this thing very clearly. For example, a person can perform his or her best when the temperature is around 25 degrees centigrade. So this is the internal environment of that particular person, and he or she will try to maintain it even when surrounding environment is very hot, that is in summer, and very cold in winter. And that person will be try to maintain this temperature in every condition, like when he or she is at home, in car, at workplace, by also using AC in summer and heater in the winter. In this way, the person's homeostasis, that is maintenance of constant internal environment, is accomplished not only through physiological but also artificial means. That is, not only physiological condition will help to maintain that homeostatic stage, but also by using artificial means like AC and heater, that person will also try to maintain its or his or her body temperature, that is 25 degrees centigrade, because it is very efficient for him or her. Now we will discuss about how the organism gives response to abiotic factor. Mainly organism gives response in four ways. One is regulate, second conform, third migrate, and fourth suspend. First we will discuss about regulate. Some organisms are able to maintain homeostasis by physiological means. Example, birds, animals, and sometimes they also able to maintain homeostasis by behavior also, which ensures constant body temperature or constant osmotic concentration. All birds, mammals, and very few lower vertebrates and invertebrate species are able to regulate the temperature. And as we have discussed earlier, the organisms which are able to maintain their internal environment are known as a regulator. The organism can regulate their temperature also, and aquatic organisms can maintain their osmotic concentration also. So the regulation of temperature is known as thermoregulation, and the organism who can do this thermoregulation is known as thermoregulator, and the regulation of osmosis is known as osmoregulation. According to evolutionary biologists, they believe that success of mammals is largely due to their ability to maintain a constant body temperature. That is, almost all the mammal animals can maintain their body temperature in whatever condition. That is the reason why mammals are found almost all the regions of Earth, that is from Antarctica to Sahara Desert. In Antarctica, the temperature is very low, and in Sahara Desert, the temperature is very high. So, in all the conditions, mammals can maintain their body temperature or regulate their body temperature. There is several mechanisms by which the mammals can regulate their body temperature, and most mammals use similar mechanism like humans to maintain their body temperature. Now we will discuss that how humans can regulate their body temperature. Mainly by two processes humans can regulate their body temperature. The first is sweating. The human maintains constant temperature, that is 37 degrees centigrade. If we talk about summer, then the environment outside is very hot, so the temperature will be very high. So in summer, temperature is more than our body temperature. So in this, the sweating is very helpful. Sweating is release of water droplets from the pores of our skin, and these droplets will be collect on the surface of skin. Then because of higher temperature, the evaporation of sweat results in cooling, and this is similar to desert cooler in operations bring down the body temperature. Now because of this cooling, the body temperature will be maintained at 37 degrees centigrade. Now if we talk about winter, then the temperature is much lower than 37 degrees centigrade. So how human can maintain their body temperature at 37 degrees centigrade in the winter? Then the answer is shivering. If we will feel too cold, then we start to shiver. This shivering is a kind of exercise which produces the heat, and by this heat our body temperature will also rise and maintain at its level, that is 37 degrees centigrade. So like this, human can maintain their temperature in summer also and in winter also. But the plants do not have such mechanism to maintain their internal temperature. So by using regulate, the organisms are giving response to a biotic temperature. Now we will discuss about second response, that is conform. Majority of animals and nearly all plants cannot maintain a constant internal environment. That is, their internal environment is continuously changing according to environment. Their body temperature also changes with ambient temperature. In aquatic animal, the osmotic concentration of body fluid changes with that of ambient concentration. So these are known as conformer, who cannot maintain their internal environment, and their internal environment may changes with the external factor we have discussed earlier about conformer and regulator. So why all conformers are not evolved as regulator? Because conformers are organisms that cannot maintain a constant internal environment, and their body temperature or the osmotic concentration changes with the ambient temperature. And conformers could not evolve themselves, so the regulator emerged or evolved that had ability to regulate the internal body condition. That is, in the changing condition, the organism which have adapted themselves and they also maintain their internal environment are known as regulator. So conformer cannot maintain their internal environment, but the regulators can maintain their internal environment in any condition. So the regulators were able to survive in the changing environmental condition better than the conformers by keeping their body condition constant. And that is the reason why all conformers are not evolved as regulator. And if we talk about conform, then the human can maintain their temperature by using AC in the summer. But this AC is very costly for many human, or the electricity bill will not be afforded by all human. So these are the certain problems related to use of AC. So many humans will use sweat it out and resign themselves to suboptimal performance in hot summer months. That is, in summer they will perform their function but not on optimal level. They may perform their work at suboptimal level, that is lower than its or their capacity. Now if we talk about smaller size animal, the thermoregulation, that is maintenance of body temperature, is energetically very expensive for them, like shrews and hummingbirds. These both animals have very small volume, and these small size organisms are mainly not found in the polar region of Earth. So the reason behind that is the small animals have larger surface area relative to their volume. So they tend to lose body heat very fast when it is cold outside, because their surface area is very large. And once they have lost their body heat, then at that time they have to expend much energy to generate body heat through the metabolism. That is, when they lose the heat of body, then they will start metabolism, and in metabolism they will require the energy. And some species have evolved the ability to regulate, but only over a limited range of environment condition, beyond which they are conform. That is, not all the organisms can maintain their internal environment in any condition. Some organisms are capable to maintain the body environment or internal environment within a short range, but beyond that range they are also conform. That is, they cannot maintain their internal environment. Now we will discuss about third response to abiotic factor, that is migrate. Then migrate is a kind of migration, that is the organisms can move away temporarily. Just remind that the organisms are moving but for temporary. The organisms can move away temporarily from the stressful habitat to more suitable habitat and return when the stressful period is over. So, this is the changing of places. For example, humans are moving from Delhi to Shimla in the duration of summer, and when the summers are ending, then they will return to Delhi. So, this is a kind of migration. And during winter, many animals and birds undertake a long distance migration. So, in Kutch, you are very well known about flamingo bird. They are also migrate from their places to Kutch during the winter season. Now this is the list of organisms which do migration, that are monarch butterfly, blue whale, sandhill crane, humpback whale, wild beast, grey whale, etc. Almost these organisms do migration once in the year, and this migration can be for the reproduction, to maintain their temperature, or to maintain their survival also. And here is the example. In every winter, the Keoladev National Park, Bharatpur in Rajasthan, many host migratory birds coming from Siberia and other cold regions. Because in Rajasthan, during the winter, the temperature is not very low. There are several species of organisms which are migrating towards the Keoladev National Park, that are pelicans, geese, ducks, eagles, hawks, shanks, etc. And just remember, by giving a response like migrate, the organism will return to their environment when that environment will be suitable for them. So they are doing migration temporarily, not permanently. Now the last response to abiotic factor, that is suspend. Suspend means freeze. That is, if the condition is stressful, then the organism will freeze themselves. That is, by form some structure which allow them to survive in that condition. Some organisms have different mechanism to escape the harsh environment. For instance, some bacteria begins spore which protect the cell from extreme condition. In many fungi, plants and also bacteria, they produce a thick wall structure called spore. The spore has thick wall which gives it protection toward extreme condition like higher temperature or lower temperature, higher or lower pH, and other surrounding environmental factors. And this spore will be germinate when the conditions are favorable. So the organism will form spore. This form is the rest. You can say this is the resting period in harsh environment. And when the environment become suitable or the comfortable for organism, then this spore will germinate as individual. So there are many animals which cannot migrate because of their large size. So there is other mechanism for the animal to escape from the uncomfortable situation. The one is hibernation. The hibernation is state of inactivity and a low metabolic process that is performed by animal during the winter. That is, in winter season, that animal will be inactive and the metabolic rate of that animal will be very low. And this happens in winter season. That's why it is also known as winter sleep. The importance of winter sleep is mainly related to conservation of energy of one's body. and the survival during extreme temperature, then scarcity of food and water, etc. So during winter, the temperature is very low. So to sustain in very low temperature, many animals undergoes winter sleep, like bears, some reptiles and some amphibians also. Another is estivation. So in contrast to hibernation, when animals take rest in shady and moist place during the summer, it is called estivation or summer sleep. That is, the organism may dig the soil and they will go inside the soil and take rest for a longer period. Summer sleep occurs only in summer season, that's why it is known as summer sleep. It occurs to animals that living in desert or tropical areas, because in this area the temperature during the summer is very high, and to maintain their body temperature they will undergo summer sleep. And it may also because of the hot and dry climates, as well as due to lack of food and water. For example, North American desert tortoise, the spotted turtles, California tiger salamander, and water holding frog. Now this was all the response to various. Now that's all for today's lecture. In next lecture we will discuss about the different adaptation that is done by many animals and plants to live in such harsh condition. This is today's homework.